been over five. I believe there's nothing like that.
These are signed.
There we go. You got it. Take care of me. Doing the best we
You all
can.
get one of these? Must have.
Yes.
Okay.
Rob, how's the golf game?
Well, not bad.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not the typical answer.
there's
How's your
several,
golf game?
there's several parts of the game, you know.
Maybe we just got to do
Invariably, at least one part lets you down every time you play, so there's just no way to get them all going at once.
That's a
that.
fact.
Decide how we're gonna do it.
So I always say, not too bad,
Solid answer.
not too bad.
Yeah, I could never really come up with that one.
We'll know tomorrow,
Usually there's
play
three.
again tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Talking about using accessibility to some. Yeah. Yeah, the park master plan, we kind of tabled it 3 months ago and said we're gonna revisit it, so that's kind of what we're talking about tonight.
There might be a library one in there. Check the library.
Coming to the finance.
I think it is, yeah. The library paid $264.97. So what was the amount on the check?
Yeah, check was 18,41.
How much was the library?
64.97.
Comes up to $2,070.39. Nate, do you have your new outfit picked out? Do you have your new outfit picked out?
It's kind of like, just.
For City Hall selfie
Like,
day?
we always do something.
I know, but we will, it's like August 12th, I got it. I will be here for that. I will be here that day. I don't think we've ever done City Hall selfie. Yeah, we're gonna miss it.
No, I just thought it was good.
Right?
What
No, no.
I mean, not good,
Other-
It was
but.
in Watertown.
Yeah, my parents.
We have to remember that. You gonna come over?
Yep,
Conceivable.
my mother-in-law.
I mean, actually, on the 12th, it's not conceivable. Oh, no? You're gonna give you that? I'll be joining virtually. Okay.
Oh, by the roots.
We'll have a fairly lengthy discussion on that one. Shouldn't be a long meeting.
We
but
got
that
4
one I
cars.
will,
I'll
DOC
be worried about the one.
doing the best I can to hear that.
I
I know.
got my shitty van
I
outside.
don't know if we can make that happen next year.
I don't work the lease sitting outside, I
That's-
figured.
yeah.
I don't know what else to do.
I've only had to do it
Might
once,
even
and that
drive
was,
around my backyard and put it
I
on.
think it was Stacy's first
I had to
meeting.
go over
Yeah,
here.
it was just,
I think that was gonna be the
Yeah.
worst year.
It's really, really difficult.
I don't like that though.
I can't imagine doing it at Denny.
Festival experience.
I did it, I went next door. Yeah, that's better. I had a Lewis and Clark board meeting during state basketball, so I went down the hall and, yeah, I forgot all about the.
Fine, it's fine.
Oh, yeah. Had a team there.
I was talking to my dad, and I'm like, where are you guys?
We'll talk about it later.
Oh, my God.
I definitely have one of those now, but I haven't run it for a couple years. I should have started just make sure it worked. Me neither. No one ever does. You know what I mean? It's always like, don't mess with the deal.
Serious.
Plus 2 more.
Let's do more.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
The ones you added today.
No, I just added documents today. that change order.
Yeah.
You see when you go in
It seemed like this.
there. Here's what you guys see when you log into the stuff.
That's what this thing. Here I go. We'll do that.
I know, yes.
I can show you the
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome this evening. Any changes to the agenda this evening, Nate?
Mayor, two requested changes here under consent agenda, item 3.18. Be some personnel changes in Parks and Recreation groundskeeper positions. 3.18.
Thank you.
And 3.19 is a memorandum of understanding with Project Boundary Fence, so between us and Eclipse State University, that is on your desk.
Okay. So changes to the consent agenda there, 3.18, 3.19.
Motion to approve as amended.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as amended. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, motion does carry. On to visitors to be heard this evening. Seeing that there's none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Anything you'd like to draw attention to with this?
Several items on here that are on your normal consent agenda. We got two service agreements for the wastewater treatment facility, first with Hawk and second with Cummins. So that the Cummins one is actually for our diesel maintenance on the, I think, the main lift generator. The Hawk service agreement is for lab equipment at the plant. Under that, we've got a direct technologies agreement, that's for the SCADA upgrades at the plant that we've talked about. We've got a change order number 3 from using in band shell, so that's for plaster repair, painting, and a few other miscellaneous items. Once again, we see 300 South Cherry on your agenda for listing as a habitual violator property for grass and weeds. We're adding a new fire department, or a new firefighter at the Lennox Fire Department, Randy Budness, familiar to, I think, all of us, so good to have him in there. And Audra has a grant application for Lennox Area Community Fund on there as well.
All right. Discussion, comments from the council?
Glad we're moving forward with the SCADA PC upgrade. That's exciting.
Yep, I can kind of speak if you have any questions on that. Just to clarify what Nate, the Cummins one is for the North Lift Station.
North,
And that's
excuse me.
It's a 3-year contract, so you can see on there, the full service dates are completed in December 25, 26, 27, and then some inspection dates of June 26, 27, 28. So that's a 3-year one. These aren't new contracts. This is just something that we thought we should be transparent with the council with on these service agreements. So any questions on those, I'm here to answer them.
I was happy to see that we had experienced people coming back to do it again. And
Yep,
You're
yep.
satisfied with the way they've done the work, obviously, because we're contracting them again.
If they're both manufacturers, so that Cummins owns or will design that generator, so it's good to have them be the tech doing that work. Been really satisfied with their work. And that goes same talk too. The SCADA computer, I wrote up a memo there, if you guys had a chance to read it, but essentially that computer that controls the, not really the automation, but it's more of a, it's for an operator to, you know, kind of see a snapshot of what's happening in that plant. It's also responsible for giving us any alarm notifications that do occur. That computer, from what my understanding is the original from plant startup, so it's well overdue for replacement. Yeah, in the memo, it's, runs on a Windows 8 operating system, and it's no longer supported from Windows, so it's time.
Is that all?
Yep. Yeah, with that comes some really good updates. You know, right now, we're using like a screen mirroring software to kind of look at that computer. It's not the most secure way to log into that. So this is gonna be more encrypted through Direct's cloud server system, so a lot more secure, and we get more users. So instead of just me, we'll have it free now, so.
Good.
Nice.
Yep. Any other questions on any of those items there?
The bell swap went good?
Yeah, so in my report, you can see some photos there. I was crossing my fingers, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. And also
Kudos to
that
you and your
process
team.
went- Yes,
To pull that off without anyone really even knowing.
right, it was, like I said, as smooth as possible, so.
That's awesome.
Trying to think of who helped us out on that. DeCou, or no, not, excuse me.
So
no,
Hanish
Electric.
team did, and then Dave Boucher from Hydrotech is out of Pipestone. He did a lot of work in town here for water taps throughout various contractors, so he's a man of many skills when it comes to pipe.
Nice work.
As you were talking, Kyle, I just had a question dawn on me too with this upgraded computer.
Mhm.
Is that, so if we lose power out there, there's a little bit of, like how long does it take for that generator to kick on?
It's instantaneously when a power outage. In a normal test cycle, we do like a 5-minute,
Yep.
with the generator under 5 minutes, and then transfer switch does transfer power to an emergency load. But in case of emergency, it's instantaneous.
And that computer would be on the generator then?
Yep, and it's on battery backup as well.
It is too, okay. Good. Thanks, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. I'm actually gonna take off, if that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kyle. Good to see the memorial benches in Westerman Park and along the rec trail, the new additions. I look really believe in those and love that our community gets behind these.
We are at the point where we're probably ready to issue a total moratorium on benches. I mean, if there's a spot that really, really needs one, maybe West Evergreen, stuff like that, but I know we can't put any more along the highway. DOT and city agreed to that. There might be a few spots in town yet, but it's gonna be pretty slim pickings.
Congrats to lead medic, Amy Roseland, for passing her certified ambulance privacy officer exam. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that exam was totally foreign to me. I'd never heard of that before, but it's, you know, obviously anytime you're dealing with ambulance, anything healthcare, HIPAA applies, and the more training and knowledge we can have around that, the better off we are, because that's very easy stuff to get in trouble with if you're not careful.
On Director Perry's comments about the need for that and the fact that she saw it through to completion is pretty impressive on our ambulance's part. Saw a lot of interest in our summer programs, at least in my perception, that's a lot of interest when we look at you know, the tennis, archery, planting, survival, and fitness programs all had over 20 participants. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get to check out a ton of these. I was at planting. I didn't get to go to archery, just a couple of the other ones, but the ones that I was at, the kids were very clearly into it. And great volunteers to all these that have helped out. We've got more to come yet. I think we have golf coming up yet with Hinker. Christy named them off this morning, I can't remember. Tennis is still going up. So.
And that's got 40 some odd folks signed up for it. Wow.
But I think you look at the size of what the high school program has grown into and the energy that Plank has put into that program. I think that's a natural. I think we're going to see that happen a lot more.
Yeah.
Christy did point out this morning our fall soccer numbers are down from what we would expect. So that's a little unusual considering recent history, but not worrisome, just a little bit of a surprise.
Do we think they're joining DASC?
It's possible. I mean, when we played soccer, so when we moved here, Keegan was too old to join Lennox soccer, so we were in Dakota Alliance through City of Teague for, I think, 4 or 5 years. So there's a natural move that direction once you're age out of our age groups. We did expand age groups last year. So it's possible, I just don't know.
Because I did hear from a coworker that there is a pretty big Lennox team with DASC now.
Interesting.
So, and I don't know what age group that is, because that could be above the 4th grade, isn't that
Yeah.
where we cut off?
Yep.
But, that's what I'd heard, I didn't look into it, so.
Audra, could you speak to the upcoming events at the library with your August 5th plans?
Yeah, so we're having our picnic a week later than we normally do this year because of all the events going on out at Lincoln County Fairgrounds this week. So we're having it next Wednesday, or next Tuesday. Right now, with the forecast, I think we're gonna probably serve the food in the cafetorium. We're gonna have hot dogs, chips, bottled water, and there will be ice cream treats donated by Eric Rops for the kids. And Natalie will be there with paper pie book sales. And then we'll have activities and stuff outdoors, weather permitting. Right now, there's a slight chance of rain, but otherwise, we'll have the activities inside the cafetorium again as well, so
It's always a fun event.
it is.
And who's invited?
Everybody,
So,
everybody can come.
Yes,
Anybody can come, yeah.
good, thank you.
That reminds me of another event, August 23, the ambulance services are their 50th anniversary open house, so if you can attend, that'd be great.
Nate, since there was no memo with item 3.18, that personnel changes to Parks and Rec, do you have a memo that you can read?
Yeah, I can just read off a little bit what we're gonna, or explain a little bit what we're doing here. So, Oakland Fergan is going to move on to another position, he's resigning that position. And so this is for the following, more than likely just the next few weeks, but we could go a little bit longer if we need some help into the school year. Brittany Klinger's gonna help out as groundskeeper, and then Keegan Fergan can move into that position now that he's old enough to be there, so.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Then the MOU with Dakota State University, this is our memorandum of understanding for Project Boundary Fence. So this is the cybersecurity initiative that Dakota State University is putting on with funding from the state of South Dakota. So we've been through our initial discussions. What this does is just kind of spell out who's responsible for what, who's going to do what, and so on and so forth as a result of that agreement. So.
Was there an initial report, or just they took a peek?
They haven't taken a peek yet.
Okay,
No, so we've had our initial discussions on what they need to take a peek at.
gotcha.
You know, we have SCADA, we've got 2 secure servers, some cloud-based software. So, you know, basically, once we're good to go, they can start digging around and trying to get into stuff, so.
Good.
Yeah,
I'll be really curious to see how that goes.
as will I.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as amended, or as presented, I should say, because we already approved that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right, we'll do roll call for consent agenda. Doherty?
Aye.
Andrell?
Aye.
Peterson?
Aye.
Swear?
Aye.
Welch?
Aye.
And Teasy.
Aye.
Motion does carry. We have more pages now, let's see here. We're on 4, old business, master parks plan. Nate?
Mayor and Council, this item was placed on your agenda first a few months ago, back in May. And at that meeting, you expressed some support and interest in executing the work order, but wanted to see what the next few months of sales tax revenue looked like. Our goal with that over last year has slowed in recent months. I still remain concerned that we're not going to reach significant growth over last year. I think we'll still be there, but it won't be significantly over last year. If you combine that with the fact that our museum and band shell project change orders have taken up a share of our available revenue for the year, I think from a financial perspective, I prefer to just budget this in 2026 instead of moving forward with it as an unbudgeted expense in 25. If you do wish to move forward in 2025, I would recommend just using second penny reserves. My motion is to reject the work order and revisit 2026.
Motion to reject work order and revisit in 2026.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to reject the work order and revisit 2026. I do have a question on this, if that fee for that plan, if that would increase for next year or not. You know,
Thank you. Just remember, we're recording the meeting, so we'll hold it to that.
Yeah.
Probably inflationary costs is just what I would expect, just depending on what time of year you guys have us start up. I mean, as long as there's no changes in scope, that's what I would expect.
Right. Okay. Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Alright, motion does carry. On to, we're at new business here, Oriole Avenue funding package and work order. Go right to Mitch here. Or maybe you guys
I can start off.
Yeah.
Mayor and council, we secured funding and received a draft work order to begin design on the reconstruction of East Oriole Avenue from Main Street to Highway 44. The project is expected to begin and end during the summer of 2026, expected to cost just under $2 million. Of that, approximately $268,000 is expected to be spent on design and construction administration. We've secured $1.4 million in funding with grants from the Department of Transportation and Governor's Office of Economic Development, leaving roughly $586,000 to be financed. Working with Finance Director Tyson Dollar and Alderman Swear, we've analyzed our expected revenue and expenses over the next 18 months. We do have some significant expenses facing us next year, including the purchase of new police and EMS vehicles, some significant ambulance losses to cover. Using that fund balance would still leave us with a balance of at least $325,000 at the end of next year, or approximately 6 months worth of sales tax revenue. This is what I consider a minimum balance for the fund, as it covers unexpected expenses such as this project. So after this project is done, we'll probably need to build that up again over several years, while simultaneously building up a capital equipment fund. So in short, it will limit our more discretionary or quality of life projects for a couple of years while we build those up. Other options do exist. We've discussed sales tax bond or a mixture of cash and bonds. Those do remain options if you wish to move in that direction. I'm really comfortable with any of those options. And Mitch, if you want to talk about the work order a little bit.
Certainly. Everybody's got that in their packet. I'd just like to kind of walk through the scope of work. If any of you have been out to this project, Oriole Avenue is down by the high school. If you get out and look at the roadway, the asphalt is really degraded along there. It's a roadway where city staff is continuously patching it. Gets enough heavy traffic that it's really in kind of disrepair at this point. Well, what this proposal is to put together plans to reconstruct that roadway with concrete, similar like we did with Main Street that goes north and south along the high school. So it would look and function very similar to that project once constructed. The agreement you see before you, if you go to page where the scope of basic service starts, it includes phase 1 of our survey team going out there and surveying the work limits, putting together background and collecting information from private utility companies. Phase 2 includes our schematic designs, which our design team starts laying out the roadway. We'll look at the underground facilities as well, the sewer and water facilities. We don't expect many improvements there. We know that infrastructure fairly well. Kyle and I have actually reviewed the sewer videos already, so we're really not expecting much repair on that. The utility that we'll probably be adding is going to be storm sewer. We could use a little bit more storm sewer along that corridor, and there's storm sewer available on the south side, just between the Wilson trailer and the water tower site. So we'll probably utilize that system and expand that along the corridor. Phase 3 is just more design development. Once we have our concepts laid out, we bring that to the city staff. We review that with them, make sure we're capturing everything, and then from there go into much more detailed design, and then basically working towards our phase 4, our construction documents. So the construction documents are a set of plans that we'll put together along with the project manual, and it will be available for contractors to review and provide their bids. We will help you administer the bid letting of those bids and collect them. That's actually phase 5. And once we have a contractor on board, we'll recommend the low bidder of that letting, and then we'll help you issue contracts to that contractor as well. Phase 6 is pre-construction. Here now we've got the contractor on board. We're working with them on their schedules, their submittals. We're helping them review those things and get off on the right foot. We'll attend their pre-construction meeting with them and make sure that their superintendents understand the plans, help them answer questions. And then while construction is happening, phase 7 is what we call construction administration, where we would have a representative from our office out there full-time, working with the contractor side by side, making sure that we answer their questions and those sorts of things. Construction administration also includes construction staking, so there again, our survey team would be involved to help stake whatever the contractor might need as they progress with their work. From there, phase 8, we go into a project closeout. Along the way during construction, we're issuing progress payments, change orders. When we get to the closeout phase, then we're issuing a final payment, making sure that all the punch list items are done, making sure that the work is complete, and then helping you folks sign off on that contract and making sure everything's done appropriately. This project is solely city funded, so there's no SRF funds or state funds or anything like that, so there's no red tape that I'm aware of at this point that we need to.
DOT and GOE have a few things,
Oh, yeah.
but fairly easy.
Oh, yeah, we have those grants that have been issued, so we have to meet their requirements. The other thing to mention is that DOT is gonna be improving their highway system along there. So we'll be coordinating with them as well, making sure that our improvements match kind of what they're doing with their facilities there as well. And then scheduling, we'll be wanting to schedule our project in tandem with theirs, I guess.
We have had, since we were at Wilson Trailer and Steel in the last few weeks, did have discussions with their project managers about the project coming up. So they're aware, and we've had just a few light discussions about what access might look like and if there are alternate means of access during these projects. Under additional services, you'll note some items here, geotechnical services, so that's always separate from what this project is. A project like this, I would not expect it to be much, less than $10,000, along with materials testing. We don't plan on any public meetings. I don't think we're going to need to do any land acquisition or wetland delineation. So, I have a question for Mitch. I don't know if you could describe the bidding environment right now. And I know this will change by the time we bid this out, but
It's aggressive right now, so I mean, it's very competitive. Contractors are looking for work, especially even in this fall. We would be setting this up to be bid, in that January, February timeframe. So I would expect there to be a lot of interest on the project as well.
Other questions for Mitch?
I have two recommended actions on this one. First, to approve the financing package, and second, to approve the work order. So, appropriate.
Motion to approve the finance package.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the finance package. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. And I'll look for a motion to approve the Stockwell work order.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, motion does carry.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank
Look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're adjourned.